that another guiding principle, and that came out in the conversations earlier too, is the idea that in our maths classrooms at this school we have a formal identifiable structure that happens in most lessons. You know, sometimes things go wrong, but the plan is that we will begin with, and you know, our ideal for me I think is that number fluency, launch, explore, summarise. That we don't just have the kids come in and open their textbook or, you know, get the worksheet and do the work. That there actually is a structure, and as teachers we recognise that and we understand what's to take place during each bit of that structure, and we try our best to, you know, achieve that. The fourth one was that our kids are in most cases working on tasks beyond their current level of understanding, and I said that phrase last week that Peter often uses: find out what the kids can do, find out what they can't do, and then teach them what they can't do. Work on the stuff that they can't do. Don't waste time doing over and over and over the things they already know. And in amongst that, getting kids to work beyond their current levels of thinking is the need for teachers to become skilled in differentiating the task. And it comes down to that kind of thing, as a professional learning team, to sit around and do some of those hump things. If this is the task, what will I do for the kids on this side? What will I do for the kids on that side? And it does take practice. It's very challenging. You have to, you know, as teachers, we have to think really hard. But you can get your mind into the groove if you keep practicing along the lines of what we just did before. The teacher communicating high expectations, that kids will grow up to be what we tell them they're going to be. That if we expect great things from kids, they'll rise to the occasion. That kids need to be aware that when we give them a task, there's an expectation that you will do your best work, particularly those open-ended tasks. As I said, a very bright kid given an open-ended task can finish it in a flash at the lowest level. But our expectation as teachers has to come across that we know that you can do fantastic stuff with that, and that's the feedback we give. The stuff about, you've done really well, but I know that you can actually do something much more complicated than that. I know that you can do that in a much more strategic kind of way. I know that you could set that out in a way that you would be able to identify a pattern, not just come up with an answer, but identify a pattern as well. So, and the feedback, kids want to know, am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing? How am I going with what I'm doing? And what am I supposed to do when I get to the end of this? Where is this leading to? Those three kind of feedbacks that have been identified. And the established classroom norms, that at this school and in this classroom, we realise that there is an expectation that all kids will do their best work, that all kids will be expected to have a go answering, that the teacher will wait until, you know, everyone has their hand up, that we won't take just the first hand that goes up. That in this classroom there's an expectation that you will show you're working out. I don't know if that came up with this group or the other group last week, but someone was saying, could you put that as an expectation, that kids will show they're working out, or are they just allowed to write the the answer on the page? Well, have the discussion with staff. Was that this group? No.
I remember Peter brought that up, and I actually did something that he actually suggested.
Yeah.
Was using the pen in the classroom instead of the pencil to write out.
Making kids use a pen.
Use a pen in maths.
Oh, okay. And did that work?
It worked.
They didn't like bring out the white out?
No.
Yeah, that's good. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, because it's true, as teachers we tend to let them use grey lead so that they can rub out their mistakes, whereas if they're using biro, it's there for everyone to see. Yeah, that's good.
It would also be really exciting if you were in Prep 1 or 2.
Prep 1, 2 using a biro.
That would be really exciting.
Yeah, all they want to do is use coloured textures, don't they? Colour everything in. Okay, so you know you have, and along with that then would be the classroom norm that you are expected in maths to try, and as a result you'll probably make mistakes, because if you're working just outside the limit of your current knowledge and you're showing all your working out, it would be quite natural to make mistakes. And I said that, you know, you bring home that people who don't make mistakes probably don't make anything. So As teachers, you get together and have a talk about what are the norms that we're expecting in our classroom. Put them up on the wall somewhere, and in our classroom during maths, not just, you know, in general. We also last week talked about the fact that no longer is it acceptable for maths classes and maths content to be just about skills. As a result of this parliamentary inquiry, skills are terrific, we need to have skills, but the whole purpose of knowing those skills and being able to put them into practice is to put them into practice in real life situations. Otherwise the maths is of no value whatsoever. Kids need to be able to understand what they're doing in maths and apply it to unfamiliar situations. And so as teachers we need to teach both the skills and put them in situations where they need to use thinking and reasoning. And it should be reflected in our planning documents that here are some skills lessons, that's the toolbox kind of stuff, and here are the lessons where I'm deliberately getting the kids to be involved in thinking and reasoning kind of tasks. And there are 1,001 ways that teachers go about incorporating those into their lessons. Okay. Now, I'm going to ask every single person, I'm saying this for a reason, and people who this refers to will know why I'm saying it. I want every single person in the room to have a go solving that, please, just the way that you do normally, how it comes to you normally. Everybody.